Hello, this is Janet Michael. In addition to hosting The Valley Today each weekday at noon on the River 95.3, I also produce podcasts, and I'm excited to introduce you to a new podcast series in partnership with Lord Fairfax Community College. Having provided higher education and career training for the past half-century, LFCC is tightly interwoven into the fabric of the Northern Shenandoah Valley and Piedmont regions. Join me every week for conversations with current and former students to hear their funny and inspiring stories as we learn about their journey to higher education, the role that LFCC has played, where they are now, and where they plan to go. We'll also talk to current and former professors about their experiences and best memories of LFCC over the past 50 years. Get every single episode as they're released on our website at theriver953.com under the podcast tab, or you can subscribe for free in Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, on Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search for LFCC Stories. Hello and welcome to The Valley Today. I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Wednesday as you are listening to the show today. It is The Valley Business Today, and it is Winchester's turn at the mic. So I am on the Zoom screen. I have a Zoom screen full of people today, but I am chatting with Danita Roble. She is the director. Danita, what is your title at the Chamber now? I know it's a different one, and I can never remember it.
It is. I went from membership director to event management director.
That was a lateral move, I think, because you were pretty much doing both of those jobs anyway.
Well, we all work very closely together at the Chamber. So I worked very closely with Jody Wall, who has since retired. So I got to pick up where she left off, and then COVID hit. So, I thought maybe I was just going to fill in the blanks for her. She had everything so well templated, and then let's switch everything to virtual.
Right? Yeah. And everything gets turned upside down.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you that I am grateful for Jody because I am on the board for the United Way of Northern Shenandoah Valley. We had our annual meeting last week, and she did a little pre-recorded snippet because she's one of the people that helped with the fund distribution and is a huge volunteer for the organization, which I know she wouldn't have been able to do if she was still working at the Chamber. So Jody's checking all those boxes in retirement.
Yes, she is. And can you believe she doesn't want to volunteer at the Chamber?
What? Well, I know today we are talking about one of the events that was very near and dear to her heart, the Greater Good Awards. So can you tell me a little bit about what those awards are? And then we'll talk to some of our previous winners that we've got on the screen.
Absolutely. We celebrate business. We celebrate large business, small business, entrepreneur of the year, emerging leader of the year. This year, we are adding nonprofit of the year, deservedly. And we have a special award coming up this year as well as the citizen of the year.
So are you adding like radio show host of the year? Because, hey.
That would be awesome. We probably need a media award because we have so many partners in the media. In fact, Winchester Star was like, so nobody nominated us, huh?
Right? So I know that you're hoping, the awards are going to be on March 18th this year. Are you keeping your fingers crossed for a live event, or have you already made the decision that it's going to be virtual?
We are going forward with a live event. The Alamo Drafthouse is hosting this year, and they have gotten the go from the Winchester Health Board, I think it is.
Oh, the Lord Fairfax Health District.
Yes. Because they get 50% occupancy. It's different. It wouldn't be a whole lot different than if it was open for movies, is the way we're kind of handling it, even though, we're still watching very closely any mandates from the governor, but we do have the availability to go forward for in person, but we're ready to pivot if we need to go virtually as well.
Well, you've got some previous award winners on. Now, was everybody on the Zoom screen a winner last year, or is this from previous years prior to 2020?
These are all of our winners from last year.
So I'm going to start because I know that what Zoom screen I'm looking at and who's in what square is different for everybody else that's looking at the Zoom screen. But I am going to start to my right, which is Celeste Morel. She is with L'Auberge, Provencale, and all my years of high school French, Celeste, I still can't do that in the proper.
You did well. You did well. I don't expect everybody to speak French.
So you were the Small Business of the Year last year. Did you have any idea that you were going to win that award?
Absolutely not. It came as a complete shock. I mean, I knew that I was there. I was, actually Danita said, "No, you really are going to go. Aren't you going to go? Aren't you going to go?" I'm, yeah. And then funny, she apparently contacted my son, in the beginning of the evening and said, "You better get over here right now." So he did, but it was a shock, and it was a great honor. I really thought that it was wonderful to be recognized by the community, and also to, as I mentioned then, share it with my staff, because I truly believe that you can't do it without your staff. So it was great, and it was great to do it in person, and I'm hoping that we do it again this year in person.
Well, and Danita, I know from organizing events like this in the past that it is kind of tough sometimes because the winners don't know that they're going to win, but yet you still kind of have to, behind the scenes, get them to the event so that they are there when their name is called.
Yes, ma'am. Yep, it sometimes is a challenge, but typically those who come are the people who've been nominated and their support teams. So it's not terrible, but for Celeste, I knew that she thought in the back of her mind she probably wasn't going to win. And having a little insider information, I wanted to make sure that Christian was there to celebrate with his parents.
We've also got Susan Brooks on the screen. She is with Navy Federal Credit Union. And Susan, you guys won Large Business of the Year last year. How does that work for a company the size of Navy Federal? Do you have designated people that go to the event that night to accept on your behalf?
We do. We had about 5 people from our team come to celebrate. And really, we didn't know either. But we try and go every year because, the Greater Good Awards really celebrate community commitment. And Navy Federal, being who we are, we're committed to that service, and we're committed to our employees. And we want our employees to be a part of the communities we serve in. And they always step up more than anybody else I know with their volunteerism. But we want our communities to thrive, like we want our employees to thrive. And that's what the celebration of greater good is for us. It was a celebration of our commitment to service to our employees and all the good they've done, and really celebrate on their behalf.
I had Christy on from Navy Federal last week talking about the virtual information session that was coming up. And one of the things that she talked about from a Navy Federal perspective is how long your employees stay at Navy Federal. And I'm sure that your involvement in the community plays a large role in that reason.
It does. Being at work is not just about being at work. You spend a lot of time here. But 87% of our employees live within the community. And for myself, I've been at Navy Federal for 28 years. We're celebrating today a person who's been at Navy Federal for 35 years. And so I think you have to find, people talk about life-work balance, but I think it's life-work contribution. It's finding your passion and your part vocation, part avocation, and how can we support our employees as they find what they're passionate about.
Susan brought up a good point too, Danita. It probably does make it a little bit easier to get people to the event because these are businesses and people that are already involved in the chamber and would normally be coming whether they were nominated or up for an award or not.
Indeed. We have lots of people who are just big supporters of the Chamber of Commerce because we are a business organization.
So Cary Dunston is also on the Zoom screen with us. And Cary, you were the Citizen of the Year. What does one have to do to be a citizen? Because I'm a citizen of Frederick County. I need to know what kind of bar you've set here.
That's one of those things that, it's funny, you go through life and you set a lot of goals in your life, and obviously you strive to achieve those. And it's one of those things where I think some of the greatest things you can ever get in life are awards you never expect. And that getting the Citizen Award was obviously, being nominated for one was an honor and a complete surprise. And I know going up to the award, I kept telling, Brenda DuPont, who obviously a big factor in this community and a strong partner of mine, says, "No way I'm going to win." She said, "Well, you better have some words to say if you do." There's no way I'm going to win. And it's just, I don't know, it was such a humbling experience, to be very honest with you, to be recognized for that. And it's just one of those awards that you don't accomplish. Everybody said you don't accomplish any of these awards by yourself. And obviously that's one where, we're all blessed with so many wonderful people in this community, and being able to touch a lot of lives in this community and do work through a lot of these people in this community. It's an honor. It really is.
Did you know who nominated you? Did they come out and say, "Hey, I'm putting you in for this award," or did you find all of that out after the fact?
It was, the chamber does a great job of keeping it pretty confidential and secret. I have connections in this community, so eventually I discovered it. But actually, the individual did come up, and he's an incredible person. He's actually up for, coincidentally, is up for a nomination this year. That I hope he certainly wins, because I think he's got a great, bright future ahead of him. But
now that wasn't payback on your part, was it? Was it you nominating him so that you could have him in the hot seat for a change?
I can't say, but that's not really why I did it. I think the people that know him will clearly understand why I nominated him. He's well deserving of the award.
Well, we've got two more award winners that we're going to talk to. Entrepreneur of the Year, Dr. Dave Miles, as well as Emerging Leader of the Year, Charles Harbaugh IV. So let's take a quick break, and we come back. Dr. Dave, Charles, can we talk to you guys in the second segment?
Sure.
We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation. For the Valley Business today, it is Winchester, Frederick, and Clark's turn at the mic. So we are on the Zoom screen with Danita Roble from the Top of Virginia Regional Chamber. We're going to talk more about the Greater Good Awards that are happening on March 18th and with the winners from 2020 in just a couple of minutes.
Got a financial decision to make or a goal to reach, but you don't know where to start? You've come to the right place. Introducing Quick Money Chats with the Northern Shenandoah Valley Financial Education Program. Visit tinyurl.com/quickmoneychat to schedule a virtual chat with a staff member or trained volunteer. We won't tell you what to do, but we will give you the tools you need to choose wisely. And because Virginia Cooperative Extension is part of Virginia Tech and Virginia State, your land-grant universities, you can be sure that our information is credible and trustworthy. And you'll know that we aren't trying to sell you something. Maybe you want to improve your credit score, or reduce your banking overdraft fees, or even figure out if you can afford to buy that car. Sorting through tons of information on the internet can be overwhelming, and sometimes it can be hard to know who to trust. Schedule a Quick Money Chat and get the information you need to take action. Go to tinyurl.com/quickmoneychat and get financial education personalized for you.
Welcome back to the Valley today. I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Wednesday as you are listening to the show today. It is the Valley Business today. And of course, we have pre-recorded it on the Zoom screen. We are chatting with Danita Roble from the Top of Virginia Regional Chamber and all actually, of the Greater Good Awards from last year, because the new awards are about to be handed out on March 18th. Danita, you already know who the winners are, even though you can't tell us right now. Is that right?
I sure do.
And you're not going to give us any hints at all, are you?
Got nothing.
Oh, it's only because that little red recording light is on. I bet I could get it out of you when we're done. In the first segment, we chatted with the Small Business of the Year winner, which was L'Auberge Provencale. Celeste Morrill is on the Zoom screen with us. We chatted with the Large Business of the Year, which is Navy Federal Credit Union. Susan Brooks talked about that. Cary Dunston was the Citizen of the Year and told us about the surprise when his name was called that evening. Dr. Dave Miles is on the Zoom. He is my center square today on Zoom, and he is the Entrepreneur of the Year. And I got to tell you, Dr. Dave, this was not at all a surprise for me.
Well, it was for me, so I'm glad it wasn't a surprise for you, because I'm in the same boat as Cary was like, super honored for the nomination, but I looked at the list and I saw Diane Kearns. I'm like, hey, you can't beat Al Hartside. I'm just saying, you're talking to me, a guy who's training and development is going to beat out, Winchester Cider Works and their product versus my product. I'm like, I'll give them my product and take their product any day. I'm like, come on, you can't beat out hard cider. Come on. It was nice to be on, to be nominated, but well, of course, when they got halfway through the little bio, and then it's like all of it, you realize, oh, they're talking about me. I was kind of in the same spot. I'm like, I'm really glad I took my little program here and decided to sketch out something just in case, because that came in very handy when you realize it was you, because you're not thinking of coming up with a few words right at that moment.
Well, and it's funny you say that. I was several years ago, I won the Chairman's Award at the Front Royal Chamber of Commerce, and it was a new award. I planned the event and did not know this was going to happen. And I'm sitting there and knowing that the event is pretty much at this point taking care of itself, and I'm throwing back a drink or two. And all of a sudden I hear Katie Toole, who was the chairman, doing this description. And, we're going to give this next award to, and I'm only half listening. And then I'm like, wait, that I did that. Wait, I did that too. So I can imagine what it felt like as you're listening and suddenly you're realizing all at the same time, wait, that's me they're talking about.
Yeah. Listen, I have a funny story. My sister's 50th birthday. She knows everything all the time. And I just was so afraid she was going to find out we were throwing her a surprise party. So at the time I still owned Honey Baked Ham, and I did catering offsite for Honey Baked Ham. And I said to her, I said, listen, your potato salad is amazing. And I can't order the potato salad I usually get. Would you please make me 10 pounds of potato salad? And we'll deliver it before I take you out for your birthday to get your nails done and stuff, right? So we get to the Elks and we're outside, and I'm like acting like I'm fumbling in my car. And I said, just grab the potato salad and go in. I'll be right in. Ask for Sally. Well, she opened up the door with her 10 pounds of potato salad. And it was her whole family and all of her friends, and they all sprung out surprise. And she just looked at me. She's like, did I just make 10 pounds of potato salad for my own party? And I'm like, yes, you did.
Do you guys as chamber staff, because again, who the winners are you in that position where you're looking at the person that know's name is about to be called, but you're trying not to look at them because you don't want them to see you looking at them, just to see the reaction when they realize that they have won?
Yes, and I'm horrible at it because I'm so animated and I would always stand down at the bottom with the award, to get them up on the stage. And I'm like looking over at them because I want to see it too. Yes, I'm horrible.
So Charles Harbaugh IV is on the Zoom with us. And Charles, you were the emerging leader of the Greater Good Awards last year. And that was a relatively new award, I think. So that kind of brings with it a little bit extra oomph, I think.
Yeah, extremely honored to be nominated. It was a wonderful event that Danita and her team helped put on. And, I'm with great company and all the people. I got up there and I started to speak, but I started talking about all the other people on the list. There were some wonderful nominations, and they deserved it more so than I did.
Did you have everybody there with you? I mean, I guess do you try to stack the deck and have people sitting at your table, or does that just look bad if you do?
I went with my company, NW Works, but I really wish that my mom and the sheriff would have been there. I regretted it, but I had been nominated like 4 times before, so I was like, I'm just going to be nominated. I'll just go. I'm not going to win, But looking back, I'd loved if my mom was there. That'd have been cool.
And I guess, Danita, that would be an upside if worse comes to worse and you have to do it on Zoom. It really does kind of open it up for a broader audience of family and friends and other people to be able to witness this happening to somebody they care about.
Absolutely. And what we're doing this year is hopefully we can have it in person, and then we're going to do a replay so that everybody can see it in time. It won't be in time, but everybody will have an opportunity to see it for a whole year.
So the categories, we just ran through the winners from last year. On average, how many nominations do you guys get for the different categories every year? Is it an overwhelming number? Is it just a few?
We got for, and I think it's typical. Again, this is my first year of actually going all the way with it. And I typically did not know the winners before because until that day, because I'm so bad at it. But I had 30 nominations this year.
Wow. And
Yep.
you mentioned earlier, you've added nonprofit of the year. Tell me what went into deciding to add that as a new category.
We had talked about it year after year. And we just felt that this year was absolutely 100% the time to do it, because nonprofits have really been the driving force of helping people through this past year. So I think it was just the perfect time to do it.
Yeah, they've kind of been the epitome of catch-22 in the middle of COVID, because they're on the front lines helping so many people who have been hurt and affected by COVID, and at the same time are in need themselves in order to turn around and help those people.
Yes. And this year we also I added a very special one-time award, and it's called the Circle of Excellence. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
See, that's how I got suckered into the chairman's award. It was one of those kinds of things. So whoever wins that award, I feel your pain. I just hope it's not somebody who organized the event. So
They did not make the potato salad.
Yeah. I don't want to make the potato salad. Yeah, I don't want them to have to make the potato salad. So the event itself is going to happen on Thursday, March 18th of 2021. You mentioned earlier that it's going to take place at Alamo Drafthouse in Winchester. Are tickets available yet? What is the status of the event itself?
Tickets are available. You can go through our website. Typically we have sliders there of all of our events. You just hit the register button right there. We encourage people to come. I know it's a tough time, but I'll tell you, the Alamo have gone over and above in making sure that everybody stays safe. The way that it's organized is to keep everybody 6 foot distance. We're following all of the rules. And one of the greatest things is that the Alamo installed, it's a system called Atmos Air, and it cleans the air the whole time you're there and takes out, from what they're saying, it takes out like 99% of any germs and any of that kind of thing. So we're really pleased that they went the extra mile. But it will all be up on the big screen. It will be as if you're coming to the Grammys or any other. It's going to be really actually very exciting.
Well, and I love that it will be recorded so people can watch it after the fact. I think some of the silver linings to all of this COVID is that we have learned how to do some things that we're going to continue doing. Like Alamo's not going to uninstall that air filter after COVID is gone. And
Right.
We're all now going to be able to attend things that we maybe couldn't in person because we figured out how to do them virtually as well.
Yes. And we'll have dinner just like we always do. We're going to have a special cocktail just for the night that has a gold sugar rim on it. And it's going to be super fancy and fun. And I just hope that everybody feels safe enough to come. We really are taking all of the precautions that we could possibly take to make sure that everybody is safe.
So Celeste, are you going to be at the event this year or participate in some way?
I am. And I actually nominated someone too, and I hope they win. but I'm not going to tell.
Yeah, you got to keep. Yeah, we got to.
Unlike Danita, I'm not telling.
Yeah, everybody says that till I hit stop recording. So just know when I hit stop recording, we're gonna have a whole nother conversation. How about you, Susan? Has Navy Federal already kind of put out the word to see who wants to attend this year?
We did. I'm not able to attend, but I do have to say that it's one of the nights where you get to network with a lot of people and hear what's really going on in the community. And it's just a good night of fellowship with other people that you get to talk to and see what's going on. Our community is amazing with just the diversity and the opportunities that are here. And it's situations like this where you get to hear firsthand what's going on in the community, what businesses are here, and how you can contribute. So it's a good time.
Cary, have you already reserved your seat so you can hopefully watch your nominated person accept the award?
Actually, I had not reserved because I was working with trying to get Brenda to go, and we and my wife, to be honest with you, because a little hesitation with COVID, to be honest with you. But no, we committed just coincidence in the actually at the theater Friday morning with Corey for another part of this, doing something. But and he actually walked me through what the great work the Alamo's doing to keep it safe. So that really kind of locked it in for me. So yeah, we'll be registering, and I couldn't have missed it any. I would have been there no matter what. But I wanted my partners in crime to be with me as well. So Brenda's going to go. My wife will be there, and we'll definitely be cheering everybody on. So I know the Chamber's done an awesome job of setting this up, keeping it safe. So I do hope people come.
So Dr. Dave, are you going to be there as well to pass the torch to the next Entrepreneur of the Year?
Well, I'm definitely going to be there, but I think I'm going to be doing a whole lot more passing of links and electronic stuff and behind the scenes trying to help that. Danita didn't tell you that I was hopefully going to be helping out with that whole experience of the Grammys things. And I love how the Alamo set it up with, depending on the size, even multiple theaters, and to be able to get everybody spread out and have a special designated place for the folks to be able to, give their award ceremony, to be able to give their acceptance speech. So I love how they really, like Danita said, went above and beyond to set it out. But probably going to be the one behind the scenes, tapping a bunch of buttons and making sure that the screens show up as they should and the replays show up as they should. And so I'm happy to lend whatever assistance I can with Corey and Danita and all them to make sure this thing goes off with that hitch and make it, for everything they've done, make it as easy as possible on the staff at Alamo. So I think the event's going to be fantastic. But yes, definitely going to be there.
So, Charles, I'm sure at some point they're going to mention that you were the emerging leader the year prior. So I still think you should get your mom and go this year.
Well, that's an idea, but I'm looking forward to going. I'm going to sit with the sheriff, Lenny Milholland. He's nominated for Citizen of the Year, and like nobody has done more for the community since he got here since 1979. So I'm really pulling hard for him. Unlike some of the others, I've got an opinion on this one. So I hope it's going to be nice.
Yes, and I always, whenever anybody mentions Lenny on the air, I always have to interject and say he's my favorite sheriff. And tomorrow, Lieutenant Gosnell is on the show. It's his regular show tomorrow, and I always give Lenny a shout out. And the thing that I love about Lenny is that he texts Goz during our show to tell Goz how great I am, and it annoys Goz to no end. So he is the greatest sheriff ever to walk the face of the earth. So
Lenny certainly is.
Yeah.
Danita, tell me one more time when is the when are the Greater Good Awards and where can people get tickets?
They can go on regionalchamber.biz, and right there is a slider typically that comes across, or you can go up to our tab that says events and programs and go in that way. And if you have any problem, just let us know. Give us a call. We'll do it for you. It's not a big deal. We'd love to help you out.
Fantastic. And I will put the link on the show notes page. So if somebody is listening, they can just go to theriver953.com, click the podcast tab, and there it'll be on Valley Today. Thank you guys all so much for meeting up with me on the Zoom today. I do appreciate it. This has been a fun conversation.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Janet. You're awesome.
Tomorrow is Traffic Safety Thursday, so Lieutenant Warren Gosnell from the Frederick County Sheriff's Office is going to do the show with me. We are live. Tomorrow is the first live show I have done in months, so let's all hope that I know which buttons to push at what time. Meet me back here tomorrow a few minutes after noon, and we will see what happens.